Now you know what?
All right.
I think I want pants instead of a fucking khaki shorts.
All right. Well, since this is a Father's Day podcast, let's go shopping to
Let's
look like
go
dads.
shopping for some clothes on Father's Day. So being Father's Day and us being two dads, that's already an
Yeah.
interesting subject for us.
Yeah, man.
Well, what did we want to start with first? Talking about our dads or us or our kids?
Oh, we can talk about our dads. Whoa, get back into the station wagon.
Oh, no cool
Oh
cars
yeah.
today.
No,
Driving the
favorite dad.
stage. Driving the stage. Well,
I remember my dad used to have a car like this.
really,
Yeah, we
I
used to
remember
always drive it all the time.
I remember when I first saw a car like this when I was a kid. I couldn't understand why it looked like there was wood on it. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
they made the car out of a fucking tree or something like that.
I fucking
But
like the wood panel.
yeah, you know what? Actually, I thought that it would be cool to start for people to start rocking the fucking station wagons again. You know what I mean? Everybody's got these
Yeah.
rounded edged looking little speed cars, and then if you bring out some ancient looking tank like this, that'd be actually pretty funny.
Oh, I loved it just because like we can pull the seats down on the back and then you just lay
Hmm.
down.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, it's very practical. It just isn't pretty, which apparently everything being pretty is all that matters now.
yeah, yeah. No, I remember my friend, his dad had bought like a brand new one, and it was a little smaller. It wasn't as clunky, but it still had the wooden panels on the side.
Hmm.
And I always wanted my dad to get it, but we had the rusty station wagon.
My parents had a rusty Buick, and it was probably about as long as a station wagon. Just a big
Yeah,
green fucking Buick from the '70s. And not to start talking about cars or anything like that, but like this Buick, everything on it was perfect except the body, which would rust like a motherfucker. But the brakes never ever failed, and they purposely don't make them that well anymore, so that we can spend more money on brake repairs,
oh yeah.
which is just another example of human ugliness to other humans.
Well, it's all about the money.
Oh, it's all about the fucking money, man. Like, I mean, they made brakes that would never fail, and they decided to stop making them that well. That's fucking pretty ugly.
Well, they
You
used
know
to
what I
have
mean?
metal bumpers.
Yeah. All these cars made of metal. Now they're all made of breakaway fiberglass.
Yeah, the metal bumpers, the reason why people had fucking bumper stickers.
Hmm. Let's
All
see
right.
about changing my outfit because I'm tired of the shorts.
Hi there.
Hi
Let me know if
there.
I can help you.
Fuck off. Oh yeah, these jackets are probably $25,000, aren't they? Son of a bitch.
Let's see some tops.
Pantalones.
What would a fucking dad wear? Oh,
You know
maybe your
what? Yeah,
turn.
let's try to make it look like we're not slick bad guys. Let's try to look like fucking Argyle sweaters and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna try and
like
look as
Bill
dorky as I
Cosby.
can. Yeah, cargo pants, sport pants, suit pants, chinos.
Yeah, PJs over here. Nope, he doesn't wear t-shirts. Nope.
What?
Ooh.
Oh,
I know
these are
my dad used
definitely.
to love to wear the pocket shirts so he could stick his cigarettes
Yeah,
in the front pocket.
yeah. My dad had those shirts. The same thing. Um, but he was an athlete in the, I guess, '70s, right? So he still thought those fucking short shorts, like ball height shorts, were acceptable.
Yeah,
And you never thought anything bad about it as a kid because whatever your dad does is pure gold because he's your dad. But there's pants, or pardon me, pictures we got of him with these fucking shorts on. I'm like, man, those are just underwear now. Holy fuck. What color's better? No, I want something eyesore-ish. That's what I want today.
Yeah, I
Lilac
think
or
my dad
yellow?
had a pair of those fucking short shorts too.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well, I
think
remember
everybody,
when,
you know, once you become a dad, you get those short shorts.
yeah, you know what? The only time I remember when I saw them in the shop that we used to, well, both of us used to work at, and there was a guy,
Yeah.
he was one of the more mouthier pricks, and he showed up. Um, Basically, he had yellow with white striped short shorts on, and everybody was turning their head, but it was
Oh
like
yeah.
watching like somebody with bloodstains all over them, or it's like they were just in like, oh
Yeah.
my god, look what this fucking guy's wearing. Nobody was
He
impressed.
put his he's put his legs up.
Yeah, and like talk about like being completely not self-aware. He just didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Meanwhile, everybody else is like, oh fuck, look at this.
And you're like, dude, how the fuck are you not falling out of those pants?
I know. And my stepdad had a buddy that helped us move, and as the kid we were done, the kids all went out and played.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of one of his buddies had a pair of shorts on like that, and he did fall out of the fucking shorts, his fucking package. And he was an older dude, so it was just fucking parent. Like we didn't see it, but my stepdad told us years later. He goes, "Oh yeah, I remember that dude, so and so. He wore those goofy shorts and didn't think he needed underwear, so everything that was in there came out, and we're all like, oh fuck." Oh yeah, I'm getting. What's with the fucking pants now? My pants just changed into something that I didn't fucking order. There's a fly in my soup. There it goes. Back to fucking normal, you dick. Chestnut Oxfords. Yep, I'm taking them. Oh, I'm looking fucking pretty goofy now, man. You wait. Look
How
at
do I
you.
look?
Ha
I got
ha.
the short shorts on.
The short shorts. Yeah. Where'd you get that sweater thing?
Right there are the tops, right behind you.
Browse tops. Yeah, I want something just fucking suit jackets, fitted suit jackets.
This is fucking fun.
It is making yourself look goofy on purpose. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
and then there's a picture of my dad when he was in his social and basically in his prime, in a suit from that time, which is the 70s. And again, looking at it as a kid, I didn't think there's anything wrong with it. But you look at it, yellow continental jacket. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be a fucking. No, I want a pink fucking. There we go. That's what I want to look like Neapolitan fucking ice cream. So, anyways, looking back at the picture with my dad with this suit on, he thought in the picture he was so stylish, and in the moment he was. In that time he was, but you look at it now, it's like this bell-bottom fucking suit pants, and then he had like not an afro because whatever, but it was pretty poofed out. It was pretty fucking poofy, the fucking hair of his. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I mean, there was a time, a whole decade, where everybody thought there was nothing wrong with running around looking like that. Fuck, should I join you and get the short shorts too with my jacket?
You can.
Actually, I wanted to get pants because I got tired of looking at this fucking dude's legs, but that is a really cool sweater too. Well, let's fuck around like this, and then if we get bored of it, we can come back and get new clothes. Oh, don't tell me that
Yeah,
there's
man.
fucking Argyles in there. I hope so. No, it doesn't look like it. Because that's what I want, something fucking hideous. Leather jackets, smart jackets, work jackets, bomber jackets. Long wear, serve tops.
All right. I need a hat now. Oh, there we go. That'll do.
Oh, you got hats?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a hat too.
See if
Cover up
this
my
bitch has any
fucking.
sunglasses.
I think you made the right decision.
Well, I don't like beanies because they look like just like fucking little toques, canvas hats. I don't like canvas hats because I had one on before. I'm tired of that look. Now we're getting somewhere. I was gonna put a top hat, but I think that's just too much.
It'd be like Slash.
What kind of hat do you got?
I got a flat hat. And I got socks and sandals on. I just figured I'd wear what I think my dad would be wearing.
Socks and sandals, that's fucking great.
Alright.
So I got my pink jacket, my yellow pants, and my fucking wooden shoes, and a little white fucking hat.
Hey, your shoes match the side of the car.
Yeah, it's my fucking stage fucking shoes. I like it.
Thanks. Hope
I
you
like
have
it
a great
too.
night.
Shut up, bitch.
So, not all was well with my dad, though, because I haven't seen him since I was 12. I don't want to make it depressing today, but it's just a matter of fact. The dad subject today, we talk about all things dads, and my parents divorced, and they were past all the drama. They didn't fight, they didn't do anything, they just fucking dealt with not being together. And then around 1989, I'd found out this year, 27 years later, that he packed it all up and went to BC, and he started a new life out there, complete with a wife and 2 stepkids. So, I mean, I found that out in February of this year.
Wow.
And so he'd been out there living a new life, and he died the year that my son was born. So, I mean, I've had enough time to miss him and be mad at him and not be mad at him and forgive him and all this shit, but still finding that out, it still kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
Because when I heard about it, I wanted to not feel anything. I just wanted to, like, yeah, whatever, okay, he hasn't been around for 30 years. It doesn't upset me, but sure enough, it did. And I missed a day of work because of it, because my head was just out in a different dimension. So I didn't go to work and I didn't call in, so they got a little unhappy about it. See, that's the sweater I wanted. But
I think he wants to join our crew.
yeah.
Are you a father? Hello.
Do you have children?
Do you have any children? Hey. Sorry.
I got. I changed
sorry.
something last time we were on, and it changes how I
Yeah.
fight now. Like I throw different punches. I don't know how I did it. But yeah. So, long story short, I got suspended for a day, and because I didn't cry about it and didn't fucking call HR, everybody's just sort of gotten it out of their systems, right? Like, I mean, it's basically a formality. They have to do something about people not showing up and not calling in. It's a business, and they have to maintain the order.
It's bereavement.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It was bereavement, and everybody understood it except for one guy in particular. And I can't go into detail about who it is, but
Well, he's a dick.
yeah, you know what I mean. Everybody else is all, getting all teary-eyed about what I told them, and then this one dude in particular is like, well, 5 years ago he died, that's enough time to get over it. I'm like, I only found out this month, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was disappointing that anybody could have had difficulty understanding what I was describing. But anyhow, turns out he had a decent life out there, he lived happy and healthy, and he died at 59 years old suddenly. So I mean that's I mean, the reason I'm not bitter about him being gone is because I'm older now than he was when he left, and I know a lot of details about his my dad's childhood. Okay, let's go for a walk or something. You want to go up here?
Well, I was waiting for the roller coaster so we can go for a
Oh,
ride.
all right. Yeah, let's wait for the roller coaster then. There it is. How do you get in?
I
Just
don't
triangle?
know. Maybe. Left. Right on the D-pad.
There we go. So yeah, he had a nightmare childhood. He lived through quite a bit of, you know, he's had his share of negativity. So I figure if he decided to go out there and clean up and live a decent, happy life, then I'm happy about it. It sucked that I haven't seen him since I was 12 because there was a fair bit of guidance that I needed from him and didn't get. So just think about all the fucking lessons I had to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? Like when he was around, I was like a class clown, right? And then when he was gone, I was all changed and introverted, and you know, never very smooth with social interactions as I got older. Never very smooth with the ladies. There's been my share of them, but you know, like I'm a divorced man. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's just a lot that I had to learn the hard way that I still am a little resentful about, but because I have a kid, I think maybe I had to learn all that shit the hard way so that I can sit here when he's older and give him all the answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what
So-
we're there for.
So on Father's Day, we just took a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, that was fun.
Bad because it didn't last for fucking an hour. That's what I started to wonder if this is going to be like that for very long, but it wasn't bad because it was a little bit
10
noisy.
seconds. Yeah. Alright. Now we can go wreak some havoc.
All right, havoc will be wreaked. Oh, you nailed him.
Oh yeah.
He didn't even fucking move after that.
And
Uh-oh.
I hit you again.
Walloped it. I got half my life missing.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta do something about that.
Took your hat off.
Oh, that dude just dodged my punch and hit me. Uh-oh. I shinned ya.
Is it the shorts? Is it my shorts?
I
I gotta go get the Dadmobile.
This thing?
No, my Dadmobile.
Oh,
The white station wagon.
I'll take my little chariot and I'll come back and get you. So, on the other hand, about with my dad being gone since I was 12, my stepdad has been around since I was 6.
Yeah.
So that means my parents been divorced, and then Dave stepped in and has been there, and then 6 years later, my real dad vanishes, but Dave has always been there. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah. He
He's a
seems
quiet-
like a really nice guy too.
he's a great guy. He's a quiet guy. He loves all kinds of sports. I mean, every time you're there, he talks to you about all kinds of sports stuff.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we never had in common because my dad put me in hockey when I was a kid, and back in the 80s, that's when you had any kid that had any kind of physical tools, and I had the physical tools. But you imagine being 10 years old and having a 45-year-old man yelling at you, "Get the fuck over there, get the fuck, do this, do that," and, you know, screaming at you because they're all trying to train you to be future NHLers.
Yeah, really.
They took the fun out of it. I had no desire to play, first of all, hockey, then it was baseball, that the same thing. They went really easy on the kids that just wanted to stand there like pylons, and then that was it. But the kids that could hit or run, they start this military boot camp training bullshit, and it just, I was like, I'm not into this at all, because there's some people that are blunt enough and their personalities, you can yell at them and it will be effective. They seem to need to be screamed at in order to start learning things and function and whatever. Then there's other kids that are some kids they're sensitive. They can think. They can take things too harsh. It's according to what some adults at the time would say. Oh, you're too sensitive. You take it too personal. It's like, no, your behavior's disgusting, and I want nothing to fucking do with it. So I lost all interest in sports, which is a detriment to me and my stepdad, who is a great man. We just don't have that common ground. The only thing we had like that was what we would watch WWF or WWE at whatever time, whatever it was called. And he's aware of it. When I talk about it, he stays interested. He doesn't follow it like I do, but he's aware that Ronda Rousey's a hot chick that beats other hot chicks up, and there's another hot chick that's the fucking champion.
I don't even know who the champion is.
The new champion now, as far as I know, is Misha Tate, and I like her. I think she's fucking beautiful. She's fucking super attractive. Not that that's why I like her. Like, she's a great fighter. She got beaten by Ronda twice, and then Ronda got beaten by another blonde lady, Holly Holm, and then the next fight was with Misha Tate, and Misha beat Holly Holm. So it was weird to see that Misha could beat a chick that could beat Ronda. It was a weird thing. So I told my stepdad that, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, they're all hot." I'm like, "Okay." But aside from not having the common ground of sports, he's a great father figure. I can't buy. Oh, I think I already have enough. Let me see what I got first. Oh, I got a lot of shit. I don't need really more. Okay. I guess we do some armor.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
I can't get the two bottom ones, so I gotta get standard armor, light armor, super light armor.
Oh man. I'm getting cold just by looking at my fucking legs.
But yeah, oh, your character's the short shorts.
Yeah.
So, as we learn to interrupt our Father's talk, we had a situation offline for our viewers at home, and basically I learned a quick lesson how to keep my fucking mouth shut when it matters, because I talked about this podcast, and neither of us want me to talk about this podcast to who I talked about it to, right? Certain people. So
there's just people in this world that don't want to see anything good happen to others.
No, they don't want to see anybody get together and get creative and produce something that can be popular or likable, right? So, and like I said, I couldn't fucking believe, almost as I was saying it, I'm like, do I have a fucking serious problem with blurting shit out? Because I seem to not know when to use discretion. Like, I mean, I couldn't fucking believe I just blah blah blah. And then today I found out from the person in question that basically they're not interested at fucking all, and they couldn't find it anyways. So, crisis averted. But I mean, Jesus fuck, man, I gotta make sure I know what's flapping out of my yap instead of having that verbal diarrhea like some of our former comrades that we both know.
Cobra.
Oh yeah.
Was it the Cobra or the Viper?
I think he was both, depending on whatever fucking mood he had or whatever he had for lunch.
Yeah.
But I heard he
When
goes...
you give yourself a fucking nickname, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, really, like, at least the nicknames that I have were given to me, right? But he nicknamed himself the Viper. He goes, hey, you do that almost as well. Yeah, well, I swear he's done both. But I know the Cobra, which is obviously a fucking penis reference, because... for whatever reason, this dude would go out of his way to, at like a grocery store or supermarket, whatever, to buy the largest fucking bananas that he could ever get. I've never seen bananas this fucking big. What is with the enthusiasm? I swear to fucking God, I wish I had my phone so I could take a picture of him doing what he did with these fucking bananas. There was another guy at work there too. We talked about him recently in your car, about something about the eyes. Anyways, Some of these people are absolutely fascinated with the shape of cock that they'll actually go out there and buy bananas that are that big, and always make a crude, oh hey now, a crude gesture while they eat this fucking fruit with fucking weird, creepy enthusiasm. So yeah, that's just that's the way certain people are. The Cobra. I think you're possibly not steering.
Nope, I was coughing.
Oh, good. You handled that perfectly then, because I didn't hear a fucking sound.
Oh no, I've been coughing all throughout this fucking podcast.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the time I didn't even have a cough. I just like it was residual effect from that vaporizer that I had, and I had to clear my throat, but it was so difficult to actually get it clear. I sounded like a 95-year-old man. And that's not fucking attractive for anybody, you know what I mean? So I think I've got to leave that fucking vaporizer in the drawer forever.
Yeah, I don't know why I got a cough. Fuck, it just happened after I went to your place.
Really?
Yeah.
Something in my place gave you the cooties.
That day. No, I don't even, like, it could have happened in Niagara Falls too.
That might be it, being around that much moisture or
Like, there was a lot of people smoking.
Yeah, and I mean, you used to smoke, and you haven't for a long time, but a lot of people smoking, that could have just been enough to irritate your lungs. I mean, like I was talking,
smoke-free for almost 4 years.
Smoke-free for 4 years, and I've technically been smoke-free for about a year, because it was about this time last year, maybe a couple months before, I did make the switch to the vaporizer.
Yeah.
And there's certain times of the day, like even at work, I wouldn't really use it that much. Certain times of the day on certain days, whether it's beer day or payday, or payday and beer day, whatever, that's when I'm sitting there watching a movie, inhaling on that fucking vaporizer like it's just insane how much. So some of the coughing and the tightness of the chest that I've experienced from that, I've never experienced it before, even as a smoker.
See, that's what I felt on Saturday, was like the tightness of the chest.
Yeah.
But like I was coughing on the way back home.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
We're not in the greatest car to go for a fucking police chase.
no. But about the Father's Day thing, my dad did smoke, and he smoked like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, my dad would smoke fucking day and night.
Yeah, oh no, I mean, and I have to admit, when I was a full-time smoker, I enjoyed it. And I never really had that smoker's cough. The only time I had weird coughing stuff is after I've used the vaporizer. But the smoking, you know, some people have a really horrific fucking cough. They sound like Godzilla, but they keep on smoking. There's a dude that works where I work, where you used to work. And when if I leave through a different department that starts with the letter B, this dude's out there in front of like one of those doors, smoking like rapidly, like taking drag after drag after drag, and then he's got this deep throaty sad lung cough, and I'm like, if you make sounds like that, maybe you should think about not smoking like that, you know what I mean? But some people don't give a fuck about anything as long as they're getting their fix, and that's all that matters.
My dad would smoke maybe a pack and a half a day.
It's a fair amount.
Even up to the day he passed away. But usually when he had days off, he would smoke more just because he had nothing to do.
Yeah, and I mean, the smoking was, it would give you your satisfaction of, you know, getting the drug into your system, but then it was also like an appetite suppressant. And I mean, I know people that said if they had their last $10, would they buy cigarettes or food? They'd buy cigarettes. I guess I could shoot some people, eh?
Yeah. Like, where's my backup? No, but like, I don't even know when my dad started smoking. But like, I would see pictures of him when he was like, maybe in his 20s. He used to travel the world.
Really?
And he always had a cigarette and a drink in his hand.
Well, even, did your dad smoke those, no-filter cigarettes?
No, he always, I still remember, he used to smoke Craven A's. And then, fuck, they weren't players, but they were something blue. He would, they're like Rothmans or something.
Yeah.
But, he fucking loved smoking. And that's where I got it from.
Well, exactly. I got the same thing from my dad, and they've all said when I was a kid, if your parents smoke, you are more than likely going to be a smoker too. And I was like, nah, no way. But I remember back in those days in the 80s, as a kid, I died. But like as a kid in the 80s, and they smoked everywhere. You could be at a fucking restaurant for dinner, and there's people in there smoking. And then the parent, like when I was with my dad and my stepmother, they'd drive us, me and my sister and my two stepbrothers, they would drive us to wherever the fuck we were gonna go. And like for example, if it's raining, windows are just simply gonna stay up, and they're gonna keep fucking smoking. And you had no choice but to sit there and breathe it all in. And I'd say, I feel sick. They're like, no, I said, I feel sick. They're like, shut up, just, you know, sit back there and be quiet. I'm like, Want me to drive? Okay. It's too bad we can't high-five each other. He got too close, so I had to teach him.
Yeah, no, both my parents smoked, so it was both of them smoking in the car, or wherever we went. You always, you grew up with that smell of cigarettes.
Oh, I know, and you know the same thing. Like we talked about, both our dads had the short shorts, and as a kid, you never thought anything was wrong with that. Yeah. Every time I could smell that nicotine smell, I'd think of my dad. You know what I mean? My dad smokes, so that's cool. Whatever he does is cool, no problem. My mom smoked too, and she quit somewhere in the 80s when she was 30. I forget how old she said, maybe mid to late 30s, because she said on her way driving home she had this nightmarish fucking chest pain. Whoa, look at that! Hot Wheels.
Yeah, we're so listen to another Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, she quit smoking that instant that she had this weird chest pain because it scared her, and she thought for sure it had to be the smoking, and she's never smoked since, and that was all just total turkey power, cold turkey. But she says every time she smells it, even when, because I smoke, she said she still enjoyed it and still craved having a cigarette.
Yeah.
My stepdad. What was that? The smell of it? Yeah. My stepdad tried smoking. He never smoked, and he drinks beer, but he's never been an overdoing kind of a guy with any of that kind of shit. So I remember it clearly. We were at a beach, and my stepdad's telling my mom, "Yeah, stop smoking. It's bad." She goes, "Come on, try it." And he tried it. He took one drag, and he coughed so bad they said he felt sick.
Right.
So he never stuck with it. But well, my stepdad also used to like pretty much be a bodybuilder. He wasn't the size of Schwarzenegger, but he was always working out. And there's pictures of him and a buddy of his, and they were always muscular. And even now that Dave, my stepdad, is, fuck, how old is he? 57? they're 7 years apart. My mom's gonna be 65 this June, so 57. Even now at that age, he never really put on a beer belly, and he's always maintained that muscle tone.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I used to work out, and I never got the fucking tone that he has. But there's also a difference in our height. Like, I'm 6'1.5", 6.1.5, and he's about 5'5" maybe. So, the shorter limbs can pack on more articulated muscle.
Yeah.
Whereas the longer limbs, they just get kind of thicker and more, you know, a little more defined, but not to the degree of Dave. Like when Dave was in his, basically in his prime for working out, you should have seen the bicep and the forearm of this dude and his fucking shoulder, like just a short Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
So that was Dave. Whoa.
Did you ever do any competition?
No, but my mom even said a couple times, half joking, half serious, why don't you try it? Because he'd always worked out and he'd always been pretty tanned. And then him and his buddies went to fucking, I think they went to Jamaica or something like that. And he came back really, really, really tan. And that's when she started saying, you gotta do, fuck off, you stupid assholes.
I'm good.
Oh, I was gonna cut those fuckers down, man. Fuck those guys. But they shot me quick. It took me too long to get situated.
You've forgotten about the cars I requested. My friend, please.
Come on.
This is no good.
I can't hop that fence? You gotta be kidding. There we go.
See, my dad used to play soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time like I was at the age where like he could play with me, he was a little too old already.
Yeah.
Like my parents had me when they were in their 40s.
That's very, yeah.
And it's,
Well, my
was
dad...
already getting eczema.
Right.
Eczema from smoking?
Emphysema?
No, not eczema. Emphysema.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I think eczema is
he
the
was
skin.
coughing up a storm. Yeah. He was coughing up a storm all the time. Just like any little like physical action he did, he would just cough.
And you know, so you know your dad smoked a lot. My dad smoked a lot. You smoked for a long time and I smoked for a long time. We've both made the decision for our own health and for the sake of our sons to be healthy and be around, because the only time, not even in the 21 years that I smoked, I started at 17 and I quit at 38. The reason I started was because in high school there was a hot chick that was always out at the smoking section, and I thought, what am I gonna do to get to be able to be near her? So my bright idea was to start fucking smoking. And you know, and I have to admit, I did enjoy the smoking. I know some people that used to take these super huge deep drags. I never really did that. I just kind of took the light, gentle ones. Anyways, for the whole time I smoked, I never had a problem with a cough. Or I never had anything that would alarm me. The only time that I did is now that this last year I've used the vaporizer. There's been several times where I had to sit and purposely take a deep breath and try to make sure I felt satisfied with taking a deep breath, because it didn't feel right. And that was enough of a fucking glimpse for me that I don't want any part of that nightmare of not being able to feel like you can breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really.
Like my grandmother had a lung removed, and possibly more than one lung, possibly part of the second one. And for a long time she said, no, I've never felt better. I'm perfectly fine. I feel just like brand new. And then one time, quite a while later, a couple of years later, she lived till about 80 something, I can't remember. But way back, I remember her talking to my mom in my mom's kitchen, and she started breaking down crying. She says, I feel like I'm breathing through a fucking straw, and I think about it all the time. And that, like we talked about, any personal tragedy, shit like that, I don't deal with it well. So when she started going off like that, I had to leave the room because I got all choked up. But only now at 39 years old, this year, I've had finally just glimpses of what it's like to not have your, you know, to learn that you appreciate your ability to easily take a breath and feel satisfied.
Oh yeah. Like,
you know what I mean?
You couldn't even fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Like, you would start laughing, and then if it was like continuing, you would start coughing because like.
Yeah, because he's agitating the lungs. Yeah.
Like smoking plus working with all the chemicals we used to work with was.
That was another thing. No, we worked in a pretty non-human friendly work environment.
Yeah, I don't know how it is now, but
it's not as bad. They've done things to certain chemicals. Because remember, oh look at that. Remember that there was a chemical we used, and it was pretty harsh, really harsh, and it was used to go on the back steels and take off ink or any other debris.
Was it
instant.
the MRC?
There was MRC. There's different purities of it, I think.
Yeah.
And there was also Rejuvenator. Anyhow, there was a chemical that I was using, and so everybody at home knows, I just shot the guy in the balls. I already have a big nose, and this chemical irritated my skin. It made my nose swollen and purple.
Yeah.
And nobody in the shop busted my balls about it except one person that worked in a different department, and I can't say anything about that individual at all. But the idea that you breathing in vapor from some liquid could cause that kind of a reaction on your human tissue, it's nightmare. It's a nightmare of a chemical. Hey, and there was another chemical that we used that like the coating. Remember the coating? The first time I ever interacted with a barrel of coating, they said I had to pour half a bucket of water in it and stir it up, and I did it, and the fucking, it's like a big barrel of fucking glue, liquid glue. And anyways, you're on fire. I'm gonna try and get to where I can just fucking shoot these dicks. Oh, he got me. I thought I was dug in pretty good, but I only got one cop. Anyways, this the coating that I had to deal
There's a lot
with.
of fucking cops up here.
After I had it open right in front of me and I breathed in, instantly I felt intense pressure in my nasal cavity. And I said, I gotta go to the can and blow my nose. And all right, hurry up. So I go in there, and I instantly started having a massive nosebleed. Like I didn't, like, you know where that bathroom is right near the lunchroom. I didn't fill the sink, obviously, but I coated the sink completely in blood.
Oh yeah. Shit. You know what? I hated the policeman at that fucking bathroom. Oh, that was you. Yeah, I used to have to time my poops to make sure no one was in the lunchroom.
You know what? I always wondered who would have designed
Going in there and people
anything like that for a lunchroom where everybody could eat, and right beside it there'd be a bathroom. You have no choice but to go and sit down and have a shit when it's full of people eating their food. I think next time we do another video, I think, like I said last time, I wouldn't mind possibly turning down the game audio, because I feel like I'm struggling to hear you and me over all these fucking sirens.
Yeah.
But you know what though? It doesn't sound like that when I listen to them after. Oh hey now, we're going too far. It doesn't sound like that when I rewatch. Okay. Yeah, like when I rewatch the videos, it sounds like a perfectly balanced audio. Yeah, I've got it on a lower setting, and it's pointed away from me. I think we gotta get out. Two dads are getting out. I remember a couple interesting things about my dad was he was very talented in music, whether it's guitars or drums. He had it, and it was apparently a big part of his family. Like, well, my family, but that part of the family for a long time was like strangers. So here's a couple things about my dad. He could play anything on guitar, and he was also apparently brilliant in math. My mother said he was quite fucking gifted in the math department, and I cannot get up the hill. I'm too fucking stupid to get up the hill.
You gotta hit square.
Not happening. I gotta run around the whole mountain and go up the road. So, because he had these two talents with music and math, he was quite an intelligent man. He was very socially skilled. He had a lot of qualities about him that was to be admired. The only thing that I know is that he could not teach. So because I couldn't learn guitar or math or any of the other stuff that he knew, if I couldn't learn it in 5 seconds, then he'd start to get mad. And this dude had some fucking temper. This guy had the temper that, yeah, it was the thing of nightmares. Really, eh?
Yeah, my dad used to fucking get pissed off over any little thing.
Pissed off over every little thing, or any little thing. I didn't know that I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm short-tempered because of, but like, he wouldn't do anything, he would just get pissed off. Once he got pissed off, he'd get quiet.
Yeah, it's a funny thing about genetics. We are very, very much like our parents, whether we like it or not. Oh, fuck. I just shot you in the shoulder.
We got sliver coverage. Gotcha.
Oh, when you shoot a rocket, do you gotta wait till it goes red or something? Because I shot them twice, and it was green, and then it just sailed off into the fucking sunset for no reason. Oh, like solid red. Okay.
No, you gotta wait till it's red.
I've just wasted half my fucking rockets.
There we go. Oh yeah. Once it's
Oh,
like,
look at me and all the holes I got in my fucking suit, man. What a joke. I got shot in the back like 5 times.
Okay,
alright.
on. My father-in-law's calling. I gotta take a break. My father-in-law's calling me. Right.
Well, Giorgio's taking a break, or pardon me, my counterpart is taking a break. My teammate, whatever you call it. Co-conspirator. I'm gonna sit here and make a... Oh, he's still there. You still there, Giorgio? It looks like Giorgio's still playing while answering a phone call. Oh, you son of a bitch. No, yes I do. What a fucking... These things are a ripoff. I died. So... Giorgio's still off. He can probably still hear me. So... Back. So that was Nancy's dad?
I'm back. Yeah, we both died. Yeah. Yeah, we're just doing
Nancy's
all the work
dad or
on the
stepdad?
porch. And we gotta go buy some more supplies.
I remember him from the wedding, and I just thought, what a nice guy. And I remember her dad, and I thought, I made a word. I gotta change that whole story. Either way, I said something in front of Nancy's real dad that made him laugh, and I thought about it later. I thought the only reason I even fucking did it and said what I said, which I'll tell you in the next fucking video, what I said to him. Oh, we're not doing the bike thing, are we?
Yeah.
Dale Gray and Jamie McKay. Okay, let's do it. Okay, you're gone. I'm gonna take this guy's truck.
I'm back.
Okay. You, I don't know. You lead because you're more, or you're getting in there or what? Okay.
Where to?
Now you got a bike helmet.
Yeah,
Oh, we got a cop. Screw him.
We got the cops on us again.
So yeah, the only thing I thought about later was that because he's Italian, and what I said to him, it made him laugh. The guy laughed, and I thought I could tell he was genuinely made him. He thought it was funny. But if I was not full of booze and in party mode, I never would have said what I said, because there's a chance I could be.
You probably confused
remember
the
Nancy's
shit
brother.
out of him too.
Yeah,
He's
like
probably thinking,
Nancy's
like,
brother
what the
was
fuck
laughing
does
at
that
it,
mean?
and then I
That's like
heard him
Goody
say,
Goo Goo.
"Ah, fuck, I'm just gonna say it," because I made up a word. I made up a word, and it to me, if I put the Italian accent on it, I thought I was like a godfather. And I said, hey, Scaradich. And Nancy's brother started laughing right off the bat. And he said he made mention of a TV show where somebody was trying to learn to speak Italian, and they said, hey, boobity bobbity boobity scoobity goobity goobity. And we laughed at that, and I was like, yeah, check this out. And I said, Scaradici. And your dad heard, Nancy's dad was like, he heard us, right? I didn't even fucking know he was there. And he said to her brother, he goes, what is Scaradici? And he goes, it's just nothing, it means nothing. But he says he thinks it sounds like it's Italian. And he looked at me, and then I kind of was laughing, and I stopped. And then he started kind of to grin a little bit, and he said it himself. He goes, Scaradici. Everybody was allowed to laugh at it at that point, so that was a fucking interesting part of, like, I'm not Italian, but I seem to gravitate towards Europeans, and you know what I mean? He allowed it to be funny instead of thinking, who are you, you fucking, you know, you part Mohawk Indian fucking son of a bitch, you don't make fun of our language or our culture. But I said it, and he got a kick out of it. And I thought, only like the day or two after, I'm like, fuck, that could have been bad. He could have got fucking pissed. Scaradici. Scaradici.
Scaradici.
Oh. Yeah, because she wasn't there, but her brother was, and then her dad just sort of wandered into it.
I'm like, nothing, he laughed.
Scaradici.
No. Scaradici.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like
it's a
like
word that you can say,
so
but it means
just
nothing.
Them.
Scatterdich means nothing. It's just a fucking sound that a human can make with his mouth. And luckily, people found it funny. I haven't said that word in the building that I work at in a long time. I haven't said Scatterdich to anybody. I'm too busy saying shit like, "Where's my donuts?" and what else? What other kind of random shit do I have? I can't think of it right now. Billy, that's one. Or for some reason,
Oh, Billy.
if I'm at work, just doing what I do, I'll just go. I'll make that fucking noise, and I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, the Hunger Games.
Like the Hunger Games.
Well, fuck are my donuts?
Where's my donuts? See, one thing I never would have thought that when me and you were
I always
young
kind of thought
kid
that I
at
never
the-
would
at the
have
print
kids.
shop that we were
You know what
gonna
I
have
mean?
Kids one day.
Kind of thought I'm too much of a kid myself, even now.
Yeah.
I'm 39 years old, and I do have a 5-year-old son. Part of me, 4.5. He's going to be 5 in October. Yeah, that's a funny thing too. They're both October kids.
Yeah, we both have October kids.
What is that, Libra?
Yeah.
I think it's Libra. And I mean,
yeah, I
I'm
think
still
so.
very much like a kid. What do I think is important? Obviously paying your bills, but look how often I go to HMV and buy a movie. You know what I mean? No, that might be the difference. Yeah, that might be a difference between me and you because just of our slight age difference.
Well,
but
that I stopped.
I still like to buy a physical copy where everybody that's younger than me says, why don't you just watch it on the fucking box? Save your money. And turns out, for the last 2 paychecks in a row... Fuck right up. Dead? Oh.
Got your tire. I die.
So for the last 2 paychecks, I've had all my business covered, but for 2 weeks in a row, there's been movies there that I could not resist. This most recent payday was Deadpool and Gods of Egypt, so I bought them both.
Yeah.
And the week before, what was it? It was fuck, it was like The Witch and something else. The Witch and The Boy. I think I got 2 horror movies.
Fucking hate
So
that.
either way, I mean, The Boy was a really good movie, and it didn't hurt that the chick from that
The Boy was pretty good.
The Walking Dead, Lauren Cohen is her name. She is really good looking. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Anyways, and I love buying the movies, and I'm probably going to keep doing it because that's just the way I'm fucking programmed. But if I didn't, this pay, it was like $58 for 2 fucking Blu-rays. That's $58 that if I had it in my pocket right now, I'd be able to still be doing just a little bit of the extras until payday. But because I went ahead and did it, now I spent my last few bucks last night, and what I have left is bus fare to get to my parents and back. Like, I'm not hurting for anything. There's just no extra cash. So that means I gotta make it all the way till next Thursday before, oh, here we go, we get more money.
Uh-oh.
And I think I don't see any movies on the horizon that I must have, so I'm gonna try to behave a little bit more like an adult, a responsible adult. But
Right.
oh, you son of a prick. The cop was shooting. He goes, I'm aiming for your head. Okay, that's it. Time for some fucking cops to get shot at.
I wonder if he... Oh, he saw me. I, like, poked my head out.
I think they don't know me. They don't know I was, oh, I'm out of the fucking ammo. Yeah, a fucking cop car just went right by me.
Yeah, well, once you die, your wanted level goes down.
Oh, someone got me from far away. Oh, I thought I got sniped.
There's a cop right here with the fucking
I
shotgun.
got sniped. But yeah, another thing about my dad was that in the 80s, when I was fucking around 10, possibly not even 10, you know what the movies were like back then, right? Fucking unbelievable tits and ass, explosions, a lot of the word motherfucker, and neither of my parents stopped me from watching any of these fucking movies.
See, my parents did. My parents did.
Your parents did the same thing?
They would send me another room if there was a sex scene or...
Oh, yeah, my mom would always put a pillow over my, like the couch pillows.
Yeah.
the little square cushions. She'd put that in my. I remember a movie. Remember the movie? Creep Show. Remember Creep Show?
Yeah.
Creep Show Part 2. And in Creep Show Part 2, there's a scene where all the young pretty people were going to go up to the cottage and they're going to go on this fucking raft that's out there.
Yeah.
Right? So in the movie, they're all swimming out and there's two chicks that have fucking great bodies. And so long story short, they get to the raft and there's a fucking oil slick monster.
Yeah.
In the lake, it's just this fucking blob of goo. And the one chick falls asleep on the deck. And that's a little close. Oh wow, look at that. How do you do the parachute? There we go. I didn't pull the trigger, so I died.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
I'm like, how do I pull the parachute?
You gotta hit X, I think.
I think so. Okay. So, anyways, in the scene, this chick falls asleep on that raft,
Yeah.
and the oil slick monster gets underneath the raft and starts rising up through the cracks in the wood, and starts to devour her skin just by melting her.
Wow.
But before it does that, there was a scene where the guy could see her sleeping and starts running his hands all over her body, and I think he squeezes her boobie. And my mother put a pillow in front of my face, and I'm trying to fucking dodge and get it. She goes, "Don't look, don't look, stop looking." And only years later, when I saw that movie as an adult, did I realize finally that's the scene that she was so determined to not let me see,
Yeah.
and realize how fucking disappointingly tame the scene actually was. I mean, wowie. And then, sure enough, the same woman also let me watch Alien with Sigourney Weaver. And for a fucking 10-year-old kid, it's a little suspenseful, you know what I mean? So I was having my first fucking full-blown anxiety attack. And then she let me watch Scarface. She didn't let me watch it, but it was on. And when I walked in the room,
Yeah.
I walked into the scene where the guy put the guy in the shower and then fucking used a chainsaw on him to stop all the blood.
I love that scene.
Right? And I mean, I remember as a kid, for the first time seeing that, it made me feel threatened and vulnerable. And I was like, "What is that?" And she was like, "It's just a movie." I'm like, "Oh." So I was desensitized pretty fucking early.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. I gotta go all the way fucking back down. Cocksucker, man.
Yeah, I think the first
Nah.
pair of boobs I saw in a movie was at a neighbor's house, and he was watching Welcome to America.
Really?
And I didn't get it.
I remember that
I
one.
didn't, because like fuck, I was probably like 5 or 6, and that was the first time I heard the word penis. So I went home and asked my mom, like, "What's penis?" And I think she had to explain it to me.
Well, I think my ex has obviously explained to him what it is because
Yeah, they started exploring down there.
my kid he's not even 5 and he made an innocent and correct reference to my penis.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, don't laugh, don't react funny, because he said what was correct. I just didn't think that they were going to be telling a 4.5-year-old, you know. But sure enough, they pick everything up anyways. Yeah. So I'm fucking stuck in this fucking river canal. I can't get my fucking stupid ass out. So I gotta go all the fucking way back down.
Yeah, luckily my little guy doesn't talk yet,
Yeah.
so we gotta wait.
My ex is letting my kid watch stuff like Alien versus Predator. I didn't think I wanted him to get into that stuff that early, but he's even seen the original Predator.
Really?
Predator, which is that's from the fucking 80s when it was actually well done. But that's a lot of fucking swearing and a lot of violence, and he watches it like, yeah, it's really cool, and then he goes on to play with Legos. Oh yeah, you found me.
Found ya.
I didn't
I was trying to smash you into
really
the
take
tree.
a lot of my health off. That might have done more damage. You only took a quarter of my health off doing that. So, and now sure enough, even the level of desensitivity that I have, desensitization, whatever, to movies. Like, I'll watch anything and I don't give a shit. But I read an article on Facebook about a movie that was made, and I think it's called I think it's called A Serbian Film.
Yeah.
That's actually the title, A Serbian Film. And what I read, and I'm actually not even going to make any reference to any detail that I read, but according to me, it went so far beyond creativity, like not in a good way either. Like, I mean, some movies are like, we watched The Darkness, both of us, recently, and I thought it was well done. You know what I mean? I like Kevin Bacon, and I really like Radha Michelle. That chick is just so pretty. Anyways, that was a well done horror movie. But this thing that I'm talking about, this Serbian film, it gets so far away from creativity, it gets right into desperate shock value. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff was so disturbing. I don't want certain shit in my head. So, if anybody's listening to this and they can go check it out. I'm not going to even repeat what the title is anymore because it's just bullshit. But after all the stuff that I've seen, and then to be exposed to something like this ugly that was actually produced and released, you're still able to decide in your life as an adult how far right and wrong is, you know what I mean? Like how far you go before you get into the realm of like a different fucking... There's a different group of people that made this fucking thing.
I think I've read about it. And then
Yeah.
I saw
And like I said,
stuff about it that just like turned me off.
exactly. I think anybody that needs something that's that heavy... Okay, like look on the other hand, as far as heavy movies are concerned, I watched a movie called Martyrs a long time ago. Not the remake. I tried checking the remake out this week and I couldn't do it because I thought it was fucking poopy. But the original, the French movie, the subtitles and everything, it was actually very well done. It was a little pushing the limits of how far I want to go with watching heavy material, but it was still well done. It was still intelligent, and I admired the boldness of it.
It was an original idea.
But there's a point... Pardon me?
It was an original idea.
Yeah, an original idea, and it was well done. Even the cinematography or whatever, like how the movie looked, it looked better. Like I have the copy. I had it on. I had a copy of it already, but my mom threw out a bunch of my movies. Remember that one?
I remember that.
She threw out boxes and boxes of my movies. That's hundreds of movies. Anyways, so I had to go special order this fucking Martyrs movie, and I watched it again, and sure enough, I really dig the movie because it's as heavy as I can handle, as heavy needs to be. But anything beyond that, you're just starting to get into a realm where it's like, come on, you know, like how much ugliness do you have that you want to share,
Like the Human Centipede.
and why do you got to go there? Well, Human Centipede, here's a funny thing about that. Maybe not even funny. No, actually, it's not funny at all. But the movie, I liked it because it was original, but it was pushing the line between creativity and just fucking desperate sickness.
Yeah.
The first movie was a movie. Then there was part 2, which the movie was about a guy that was obsessed with the first movie. So that was a very unusual approach, and he was obsessed with one of the actresses from the first one. Then there was a third movie. Did you know that? The third Human Centipede?
Yeah, I watched it, unfortunately.
I watched it too, and it was the first guy from the first one and the guy from the second one teamed up, and they own a prison, or they run a prison. And I watched it all, but then there's still a couple scenes that... it's like, you know what? Maybe the first one didn't need a sequel. Maybe part 2 didn't need to have another sequel, because number 3... I can't say I hated it, but like, you know how often I buy movies. I have no intention of buying that movie. It's just
Oh, it was a train wreck.
kind of was, and even the director himself makes an appearance in the movie, and I fucking hate when they do that. I can't say I hate it because Stephen King's done it, but even when he does, I think it's kind of dorky.
Stephen King
Or Tarantino, when he does it, it's like Tarantino is made appearances in his own shit, and I thought,
Yeah, but he just
There's
does
just
that 'cause he
something
likes
oddly.
acting.
That's it, and there's something about him that is charismatic, whereas Stephen King, he's a great writer, but he's a really creepy dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just find him, something about him just is like, yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near him. Nope. Nope.
So
Remember
they're remaking
the
it.
episode? Yeah, I know. They're remaking every fucking thing. They're remaking the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I think that they shouldn't be doing that. They remade Grease already and put it on television, and nobody liked it. It's like, make up your own shit. Why do you got to go back to stuff that's been done 30 years ago? You know what I mean? Oh, we got a fucked up wheel. I didn't know that.
But I don't think it's a remake with it. I think it's a sequel.
Yeah, like,
Because everybody from the original
there's the
movie is going to
possi-
be in there.
everybody from the original is
Yeah.
going to be in it?
But they changed Pennywise.
Huh. Yeah, I guess it can't be Tim Curry, can it? It's got to be somebody else.
Yeah, no, it's going to be... I don't know if you've watched Hemlock Grove.
No.
One of the characters from there. He's going to be Pennywise.
You know, the original Pennywise, Tim Curry, I thought was great because I watched it when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I found it fucking super creepy. But, okay, as far as remakes, they remade Evil Dead a while ago.
Yeah.
And I don't like the idea of remakes, but I liked the remake of Evil Dead. Because here's the thing, with Evil Dead, I didn't find it funny, the first one. I didn't find it funny at all. However, some people, you know, whether their perception is off, they're guilty of misinterpretation. They made a part 2 in the 80s of Evil Dead. And it was the stupidest fucking campy, goofy... Everybody on set was just too busy being giddy about being in front of a fucking camera to actually put forth a decent fucking acting effort. Whereas the very first one from the 78, I thought it was really well done and it was really creepy. So with this remake, all these years later, there was North American writers and Spanish directors, I think. And there was clashing about how much humor to put into it. And the Spanish were like, no, you're not putting any fucking humor in this. We're making this a horror movie, like the first one.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but there's also the campy humor part. They're like, no, there isn't. That's not what's going into this fucking movie. And sure enough, it turned out to be really, really well done. So, and then they also remade Poltergeist, which I don't fucking care for.
No, it wasn't the greatest.
Because I loved the first one. I mean, Craig T. Nelson, and I forget the name of the mom from that movie, but back then she was so unbelievably hot. And the pacing of the everything, like the look, the feel, the pacing, the events that happened in that house, and the acting, the movie was magnificent. And then they go ahead all these years later, and they put Sam Rockwell in it. And here's the funny part is, I liked Sam Rockwell. But I hated this fucking remake. I hated it, and I will not watch it again on the box, and I'm not buying a copy.
Oh, shit.
I just think they fucking...
Oh, shit.
They gotta quit. Oh, hey now. Anybody got any bus fare? No, apparently we don't need any bus fare.
Yeah, no, we actually went to the movie theater to watch that.
For Poltergeist remake?
Yeah.
Were you both disappointed?
Yeah, just because, like, nowadays they try to scare you with music or, like, a loud sound. Like, that's what I'm...
Well,
hating about
I've never
movies.
liked that. Those jump scare things.
Like,
It's not intelligent. It's just kind of desperate.
That's what I see with the Conjuring and shit like that. It's just like, it's just loud music that they try to scare you with it, and I think it's stupid.
The funniest part about the movie The Conjuring, remember I told a guy that we worked with who's now married, he said when he watched it, it scared him so bad he had this, as an adult, he had to sleep with the lights on. When I watched it, I thought it was well done, but it didn't scare me that bad. But the one thing that I found most interesting about The Conjuring was the first segment about those two nurses that wanted to help that little doll, help the ghost live in the doll. I thought that was the best part, the best thing about it. The rest of the movie was good, but this whole thing about that doll running around by itself, that really started creeping me out. It really started to bother me. And then sure enough, that was the end of that part for the whole movie, and I thought, oh, what a fucking disappointment that was. And then they go ahead and they didn't remake, but they made a movie about that doll, and they called it Annabelle. And I thought it sucked. They had, you know what? I thought it sucked. They had, oh, lovely. They had so much opportunity to do really creepy shit with this thing. And I thought it sucked. It sucked major balls, and then it sucked some more balls. So now, having spat all that out, we talked about the movie The Boy. And that's got the girl that's going to babysit the little porcelain doll.
Ram.
I really was impressed with that movie. That succeeded where Annabelle blew it. You know what I mean? There were such creative ways to make you believe that that fucking little thing was alive.
Like, it
and
was like
I don't think.
Like, how the fuck did it make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
I know. And then the voice, as the character starts talking to her through the door, "I'm out and play," like a little fucking kid's voice. Like, the movie creeped me out. And the sad part about that kind of an experience like that is that movie, I'm always going to be a fan of it, but it'll never be as good as the first time you watch it when you didn't know what else to expect. Right? And the same kind of creep factor was in another movie called The Strangers. Remember, with Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, and these three people show up with a bunch of masks, and they just slowly but surely fuck with their minds.
Yeah, I always wanted to know who the fuck those people were.
And yeah, and sure enough, they are doing a sequel to that now. They're making a part 2 of The Strangers. Yeah, that's what I heard. But that movie, The Strangers, and I went with my sister to see it because I wanted to see the movie that badly. She had nothing to do, and I said, I'll buy the tickets, you drive us down there. I want to see this movie. And I'm not going to give a shit about spoiler alerts about movies that have been out for that long. So, you remember the scene where Scott Speedman's hiding in the closet with a shotgun?
Yeah. Was it the closet or the
His
garage?
buddy finally gets it. The closet, and his buddy finally comes to the house. He finally gets a text and okay, I'm here to pick you up, right? So he's walking around the house, and he can see that some bad shit has gone on in that house. Oh, that biker almost got it. So anyways, the scene where the guy comes around the corner and says hello, and in that split second, Scott Speedman pulls the trigger because all he knew was that those masked people.
Yeah, I think he was in the
So anyways,
garage.
that move, that... No, he came out of the garage, and then he was in the bedroom closet.
Oh shit.
So, in the scene, when he pulled that trigger, and we instantly realized he made the wrong choice and shot his buddy instead of the bad guys, you should have heard my sister scream in the theater. It was like that. She was so in the moment in that movie that she just blurted out this. I can't. Well, I don't have a woman's voice, so I can't imitate it. But she was taken by that scene completely. So, according to me, movie well done, and that's the same creepy factor. Possibly a little more creepy than The Boy, but The Boy was so superior to the movie compared to the movie Annabelle. Annabelle, I was so let down.
So what's happening here, guys?
Okay, I got a...
They're just standing
You
there
got more
looking
biker,
at that biker.
Well, there's a cop.
2 cops.
And another cop. And 2 dead bikers. And our old vehicle that's been fucking used and abused.
I think I might take a motorcycle.
You gonna take a... Okay, you know what? Let's do that. Let's take motorcycles.
You're gonna get shot.
What are we gonna do with this cop standing here?
There's motorcycles over here.
Did you already take one? Ah, so I don't want to take one right from in front of the cop.
Are you still gonna get a wanted level?
From taking it?
Fucking cocksucker. We can go now.
Okay, you lead, I'll follow.
So yeah, I remember we went to go watch the Strangers at the AMC, and I think it was rated R, but the place was full of fucking 13-year-olds.
Oh, I know that whole thing about it is rated R, but you can get in with a fucking guardian, like.
Yeah. Motherfucker. So we stayed in the movie theater for 5 minutes, and then we left. Went to go for a minute because like all the kids were just yelling and screaming.
Well, you know what? Like, thank God somebody's had the brilliant idea of making these VIP theaters
19 plus.
19 and up. You don't have the problem of these stupid idiots that are sitting in your fucking in your personal space, basically making so much noise that you can't immerse yourself in the movie and have an experience that you know that you've paid for. You got to have these. Like when I went to go see Prometheus, and I think I went to go see it on a date.
Well, you went with us too.
Did I go with you guys?
I think we went to go watch it at the town center.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so now a better example was when I did go on a date to see Interstellar, and I loved Interstellar. I loved everything about it from the beginning to the end. I didn't care how fucking long it was. There was a problem with the audio in the theater. Apparently, the director himself released a thing saying, "No, the audio is perfect." And I'm like, perfect by the speakers are cracking and distorting under the fucking strain of your choice of music, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, there was a dude, maybe a row ahead and 3 seats to the left. And any time there was even a suggestion of humor, like the scene where the kid, you remember the scene where they're flying after, they're driving in the truck, chasing after that unmanned drone, flying drone.
Yeah.
And the kid goes, "Dad," and he goes, "Keep going." He goes, "Dad, keep going." And he goes, "Dad." And then he finally looks and sees that there's like they're running out of road, right? Because they're gonna get over a cliff. And he goes, "What did he say?" He said something like, "There you go." I follow it. When you're putting this together, make sure you're looking at me on my. Well, I got this stupid red fucking van. I just saw you fall from the sky and bounce. You bounced.
I jumped.
So anyways, in the movie, he said something like, "Oh, you don't always have to listen to me," or something like that. And some dude, I can't describe him to a T because I just don't want to sound whatever. But anytime there's any suggestion of humor, he's like, and he would do it any fucking time. And I'm like, I almost wanted to say, "You shut your fucking hole," because I paid for this, not to listen to you, you fucking dick. So I mean, when you go into the VIP theaters, you stand a much better chance of having people behave like adults.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Prometheus with you and Nancy, where we gotta get it, where right before the movie, the people right behind us, they knew they were being too loud and annoying, and they just kept doing it. And they kept talking about G.I. Joe. At one point, they were talking about tampons, and there was times throughout my life that when shit would happen like that in the theater, I would turn around and absolutely blast people. Yeah. But as time goes on, you can't really keep doing that kind of shit, so I had to kind of let this one go. But I'm here to see Prometheus. I love that whole thing. And these fucking dicks are giggling about talking about G.I. Joe and Scarlet and Lady J with their big boobs and all this. I'm like, you fucking children. You absolute fucking children. You need to be out more often instead of being giddy about the fact that you can be heard by another human being. And when you have that opportunity to be heard, you just spout out fucking stupid shit out of your mouth because you're a fucking retard. That's what I... Oh, look at that. I want that car. Are you still down there?
Yeah, I just made my way up. Yeah, and I just gotta buy a car.
Yeah, I got a pretty fucking sweet automobile. Oh, and I just dinged it. Cock and balls.
Almost done. We're at an hour 24.
Hour and 24,
Yeah,
that's not bad.
So we should start wrapping this up. So then we
Okay.
can,
What are you going to do after? We're going to do some more, or you got to go take care of
we can
Adriano?
do some missions if you want.
Alrighty, well, let's, what should we do? Get back to your apartment? Maybe that's how we'll end it up. If we can survive a bunch of weird shit, by the end of it, we should just drive back to your place.
Yeah. Well, you got the marker behind
Okay, so
me.
you... Okay. Now, this is why I can't have nice things. Because I fucking drive like a stupid idiot.
Yeah, we're gonna get you an apartment soon.
Yeah, that'd be alright. So then that way, at the end of it, we could both drive to our own homes, and we can even still cut up that video. You know what this car reminds me of?
What's that?
Remember the movie Death Proof?
I never watched it.
Okay, it's a Tarantino movie. It's got Kurt Russell, which are two things that are good. Oh, I got no tires. Did I run over a fucking spike strip?
Probably.
You fucking bitches. I got one tire left. Well, I see an SUV that has our name on it. Is he dead?
Might be. Oh.
He's dead. Whoa! You do a lot of flying in this this clip.
Yeah, you can call me Johnny Knoxville.
All I saw was that car stop, and you were already in the air flipping around. Oh, you stupid fuck!
Oh. Oh. I think your tire popped. I think he's dead.
We are annihilating that dude. Should we take that car? Because I just popped the tire.
Sure. Same car.
Oh, we would have had the same SUV. Okay, I'll follow you, or you follow me, because I got the waypoint. Alright. Hop in, yo. So I went from one cool-looking orange car to a cool-looking black car. Let's see how long I can keep this fucking thing. Anyways. Death Proof with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
And Tarantino directing. And it had... it was basically for people who are enthusiastic about muscle cars. And Kurt Russell's character would stalk and kill women. You know, and I think, you know, it sounds pretty gruesome, but it's a movie. Just let it be a movie and, you know, enjoy the creativity. And I thought the movie was excellent. And someone that we know that I used to work with, that I went and worked with at another place after we shut down, he goes, I want to watch a movie with my wife, so bring me in whatever you got that you think we'd like. So I brought him in Death Proof and something else.
Yeah.
And obviously his wife reacted so poorly to it that he came in the next day and gave me shit about the movie. And I thought, that's too much for you? Then why do you even bother watching movies? You know what I mean? I think the movie is fucking great. Rosario Dawson? Yeah. So I got into that story because of that orange car that I had, but now I don't have the fucking orange car. So I don't know how to drive. And this is our Father's Day special. Kind of veered off course a little bit.
Father's Day special.
I remember watching RoboCop, the original RoboCop, with my dad. And every time he'd see that guy go, I'd buy that for $1, bah! He would just laugh like a maniac. And sure enough, to this day, I still have the a fondness for that movie because it does remind me of watching the whole thing with my dad.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa! I got a fucking tire missing. Son of a dick.
Seems like another tire. 2 tires.
There's another one.
We're out of tires.
We got no tires.
So just go as far as you can. Or you can go before we die.
Uh-oh.
Oh. This might be it.
Well,
This might be it.
blaze of glory. And I'm dead. I didn't even get anybody.
The fuck am I doing on the beach?
I'm on the beach too. Oh, I see you. So what do we want to do? We still want to make it back to your apartment to close up this segment?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody's awake.
Really?
Yep.
Well, how about we stop right in front of this house and say goodbye to the audience?
Alright.
Because if he's up, I don't want you to... Do we do that whole click on me if you like the video
Sure.
thing? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our Father's Day special. If you like either of our outfits, or if you feel like you've watched our show today and have not been upset, then click on one of us, and that should help things move along smoothly for us. Thank you. Oh yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, see that? We're on the prowl.
Oh yeah. We're gonna look for some
Motherfuckers on the
some
prowl.
cougars.
Cougars at the cougar bar.
Yeah. Alright.